dramatic video now into Fox News, and what it shows is this. Russian planes buzzing a U.S. Navy ship in the Black Sea. Happened a few weeks ago. The video is now public, but the threat from Moscow remains ongoing. So what's behind it? What's the Kremlin up to? Ralph Peters, Fox News strategic analyst. And Colonel, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Bill.
So this happened a couple weeks ago, and apparently it happened about a year ago, and who knows how many times in between. You say there are 3 reasons behind it. List them.
Well, there are 3 big reasons. Well, first, Vladimir Putin is trying to push out a greater recognized sphere of influence for Russia, a sphere where Russia has uncontested dominance, trying to push us out. Second, on a very practical level, all these flights against NATO, against our ships, they're testing our responses, our countermeasures, technical stuff. But 3, they're also trying to break our morale and NATO morale because we don't respond. And, you know, let's face it, President Obama never responded to any of these Russian provocations, and now President Trump is not responding to them.
So you're saying that Russia can do what it wants, right? Because there's
short of shooting,
there's no action-reaction. Why is that?
Well, for Obama, I think it was sheer cowardice. For President Trump, I think you have to look deeper. He can't get over his adulation of Vladimir Putin. He just will not challenge Russia on anything.
What is the recommendation in that?
Didn't see that coming.
First of all, obviously we're not going to shoot the Russians out of the sky unless we're actually attacked. But intensifying sanctions. Sanctions are really hurting Russia. Putin's desperate to have them removed. You can do that, and we could. There are measures we can take to be more aggressive militarily without provoking an incident. But the Russians need to know we're there and we're not leaving.
Well,
it's a matter of balance.
I'm not hearing specifics. I think it's more complicated than what we're leading it on to believe. Because I think he wants to exact something from the Russians. I mean, we've been over this for months. And what exactly that is, I do not know. But when these 2 men get together, it will be the most watched story in the world. We agree on that. Yeah. Now, President Trump said this about...
Get off that subject real fast.
I know you want to give commentary on that. Here we go. Jeff Sessions is an honest man. He did not say anything wrong. He could have stated his response more accurately, but it was clearly not intentional. So where are you on this for a question that perhaps he should have passed on? Hey, you're giving me new information at the time, Senator Franken. Let me just... Let me get back to you once I am better briefed on that.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of ways to handle it. First of all, I have always admired Jeff Sessions. I like him. He's a gentleman. He's as Attorney General, he could undo a lot of the damage that goes way back to the Eric Holder days. But I cannot believe that sitting in front of a Senate panel that he simply forgot that he had 2 meetings with the Russian ambassador, given the fact that Russia was so much in the news with Flynn, et cetera, et cetera. But the greater problem, I mean, the meetings with the Russian ambassador, you can, in a one-off, you could excuse it. The greater problem here, Bill, is the pattern, where one after another, and it's not just a Democratic conspiracy, one after another, Trump has had to dismiss aides and advisors for ties to Russia. Paul Manafort, various others early on, of course, Michael Flynn, and we now know there were dozens of meetings between Trump campaign officials and advisors and various Russians. That is not business as usual.
And Bill, it's so current. The implication there is that they're up to something that's no good. I mean, do you think that?
Well, I think the president needs to get ahead of it. First of all, look, I'm a former intel guy. I look at this and I see the patterns, and the patterns stink. So the president needs to realize, and Republicans and Democrats are like, this is about American security. It's not about politics. Stop the cheap politics. It's about the possible, however implausible, the possible penetration of a U.S. presidential administration by Russians to whatever degree. And the president needs to realize that it's not going to go away. It's either going to continue to grind on and bleed the administration, or it's going to just blow up. So he could get ahead of it by doing 2 things. There are 2 things. He needs to come out and just denounce Vladimir Putin and disavow any notion of a lunatic alliance with Russia. And sorry, but he's got to release the tax returns to show that the Russians have no financial leverage over him.
You know it.
But okay, but then this is going to grind on, and it's going to look. The Trump administration has promise in many spheres, but this scandal, and it is a scandal, is going to could bring down the administration if the administration doesn't get ahead of it. They cannot keep letting this slow drip, drip of blood, the casualty count rising. And by the way, I know the Russians.
Words.
That was my word. I know the Russians.
I know.
And the Russians are nefarious and devious and brilliant at infiltrating other countries.
Got to run. Colonel, thank you. We'll see if you're right.
Hope
so
not.
far, right. Ralph Peters in Washington.
All right, some breaking news, a potential break in the investigation into recent hate crimes